One of the things that I have found most interesting in the past couple of years is watching women awaken to the fact that men no longer want them. They're not interested in dating them. They're certainly not interested in marrying them. Hell, men have reached the point where they don't even want to be around women in general society. They're avoiding them like the plague. And as women have realized that, the panic has started setting in. Even those who claim to be dating and relationship experts are starting to see the light, which is why they're making videos like this one.
I have been writing and working in the single and dating space in some capacity since 2013, and this is the most consistent question I have ever seen come up. Where are all the men is a consistent phrase that is pervasive across the dating space, across media portrayals of singlehood, you name it. We don't know where the fuck they are.
Sorry, I just find it hilarious how they put these videos up and what they say in them. But the reality is, they don't know where the men are. Even though men, like myself, have told them where the men are. Ladies, where the men are is avoiding you. They've realized that you have literally nothing to offer in relationships and that there's no benefit to them to being in a relationship with you. So they've decided to go do their own thing. They're off enjoying life and have largely forgotten about you. Men have even gotten to the point where they've realized there's no point in even telling you anymore. Because no matter how hard we try and explain it to you, no matter how often we explain it to you, you may hear the words, but you don't listen to them. Mostly because you don't want to listen to them. Because in the end, what it all boils down to is that women have become so toxic, so narcissistic, so unrealistic about their expectations within relationships that men can't win. So there's no point in playing the game anymore. But see, for women to hear that and have to acknowledge it means having to take responsibility for it. Because the fault lies entirely with them. And as I often say, taking accountability is to women as kryptonite is to Superman.
And you know what? It's not our job to find out. Y'all tell us.
You know, they proved me right time and again. Like I said, we already have told you. You didn't like what we were saying. So therefore you dismissed it. But yet you still want us to keep telling you. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. And contrary to what y'all tell each other, ladies, men aren't insane. Women, on the other hand,
I'm completely tired of trying to figure out this goddamn question. Where the fuck are all the men? Because you know where the women are? We're out there. We're putting ourselves out there because that's what we were always told we need to do in order to find someone. But then we went out there and you know who we met? Each other, which is fantastic, by the way. I love meeting single women out.
It just gets better, doesn't it? So let's answer the question that she didn't bring up in that, which is, who told women that the best way to find men is to put themselves out there? Oh, right. Other women, not men. You see, women don't bother asking men what it is they need to do. No, they ask other women. Because as I often say, women actually believe that they know better than men what men think and feel. So much so that they completely disregard men and don't even bother asking them what they want. Or they turn to dating coaches and experts like this woman pretends to be. A woman who is saying straight out she has no clue what the reasons are. I wonder how many women she's told to put themselves out there, only to realize now that that advice was useless. Like I said, the definition of insanity.
But we didn't go out to meet each other. We went out to meet you, and you weren't out there.
Nope, we weren't. And I hate to break this to you, but we're not gonna be anytime soon.
So y'all tell us, where the fuck are single men?
And I already answered you. I said they're out avoiding you. They're off enjoying life. They're hunting, they're fishing, they're playing video games. They've realized, as I said earlier, you have nothing to offer except never-ending and ever-increasing demands, constant drama, and a whole bunch of empty promises. Like, for example, when it comes to commitment. The truth of the matter is, we all know you'll get rid of a guy faster than a Snickers bar at an Overeaters Anonymous convention. You'll do so at the drop of a hat for no other reason than you're simply bored. As I've said time and again, men look at things like a return on investment. If I make an effort, what am I getting in return? Well, why should men make any effort whatsoever when we already know the answer is we're going to get nothing in return? In fact, we're likely going to lose everything. That's the reality you ladies have created.
Because what we're not going to do anymore is tell single women only. Put yourself out there. First of all, out where? Second of all, who's there when we go?
Oh, darling, let me break this to you as gently as I can. Your little attempt to shame men isn't going to work. I know you all try and do that thinking it's going to, but it never has and it never will. And this one's going to really blow your mind. But the fact that you do things like that is a huge turnoff to men. It's what's driving them away. So your attempt to shame us isn't going to do what you think it's going to do. In fact, it's going to do the exact opposite. Men don't care. Go ahead and don't put yourselves out there. Go ahead and ignore us. We really, honestly don't care because we're going to come out ahead either way. Again, I'm not trying to clap back at you or make you feel bad. I'm simply telling you what the reality is. A reality in which you have two choices on how you're going to respond to. You can keep doing what you're doing, making all these videos going, where are all the men at? Or you can have some serious introspection and discussion amongst each other about why you think being so toxic to men, treating them so badly, trying to shame them, and doing everything you can to extract as much money from them as you can is somehow going to make you attractive to men. Because it isn't. It hasn't been, and it's never going to be. Now, I know you don't like hearing that, and you're never going to accept it, which is why you're going to say something like,
they've been telling us lies and singing us songs for too long, and it's over. We're not falling for this shit anymore. We're not putting ourselves out there if we're the only ones doing that, okay?
Okay. Like I said, accountability is to women like kryptonite to Superman. You can lay the blame on men all you want, just like you have for decades now. To which I say, how's that been working out for you? You said yourself, you're a dating expert. You're giving relationship advice. Yet it appears to me you've been single for about 12 years. And with all due respect, it's abundantly clear you have no idea how men think or what their expectations are, even when we tell them to you. I don't know about you, but getting advice from someone who hasn't been able to find a healthy relationship in 12 years might not be the best idea. But it is what it is. Ladies, like I said, you have two choices. You can listen to her and follow her bad advice, or you can listen to me, an actual man, and one who talks to men who might potentially be outing the dating scene. One who's told you exactly what the problem is and why you're going to have to come to grips with the reality that you're going to need to make some changes. Changes in the way you view men and the way you treat men if you ever want to be with a man. And the first step in doing that is to stop listening to other women who are trying to tell you how men think and feel. But let's be honest, we both know you're going to follow her advice, not mine. Because her advice sounds good to you. We'll blame the men, shame them, and hope that that somehow gets them to want to be with us. As opposed to taking that aforementioned responsibility and accountability, acknowledging that women treat men like garbage, and doing something about it. It really does come down to what is the more sane option. You can keep doing what you're doing and proving just how insane that is, or you can make changes. The choice, ladies, is entirely yours.